5 days ago, I made a post that blew people's mind, and the post was how to make at least 800K per year from one single Chrome extension. And it got a lot of engagement. And I was thinking to myself, if a lot of people were interested in this, why not create a playlist to help people get started developing Chrome extensions? Well, especially since a particular user, Matt Damon, posted, "Can you teach me?" And of course, I responded saying you should look out for extension content coming up. And this is me fulfilling that request. So, Matt, shout out to you. Thanks for your comments, and this is for you. And any other person who's really looking into getting into the development of Chrome extensions, I want to keep this simple and straight to the point. So, in order to get started, let's first debunk a few things about Chrome extensions. What is an extension? Extension is a bundled logic that adds functionality on top of the existing platform, in this case, the Chrome developer ecosystem. Anyways, this is Edge, and of course, I'm talking about Chrome, but the good thing is Chrome Web Store and extension is very compatible with Edge, and it's just a matter of preferences. You can do whatever you really like. All right, let us just do a couple of things. You can go to developer.com/doc/extensions to get to this page where I am currently. And basically, you can see it says welcome to the Chrome extension. There are a couple of things to see in here, and let's just not bother about that. We'll be getting to all of this detail by detail. An extension can be found in the context menu. It can be found in the side panels, can be found in the extension toolbar, can be found in the extension menu, can be found in the Chrome Dev Tools, and so many other places, right? An extension expands basically the existing Chrome platform. It's really nice. If we go to the web store, right, the Chrome web store, if I can, Chrome web store, I think it's outside. Okay, let's just search that. Chrome web store, right? If we can go to the Chrome web store, and we're going to see a couple of extensions categorized in different sections, and this categories basically determine the type of extension they are and what functionality they do provide. So if we come to the extension tab here, if we go to the extension tab here, we're going to see a couple of extensions, and we're going to see them categorized based on a couple of categories like productivity, lifestyle, and so many other things like that. So basically, you can see that people are creating different types of extensions, and you can basically see like the go full page. Now, this is basically an extension that hooks up to the web API for screenshot capture and the internal Chrome APIs for doing a lot of fun stuff. Okay, you can go ahead and knock yourself out, but let us just get into the thing we came here for. Okay, now you can see there are several types of extensions, and you can start creating your own in very, very few simple steps. An extension has very, very simple components, where an extension is basically an HTML page with a couple of files that just basically tells the Chrome browser, okay, whenever you're parsing this, do not consider this to be a web page, just consider this to be an extension. Okay, now if you go to the get started side of this Chrome docs, you're going to see that an extension basically is what, like I said, it customizes the interface of your browser. It can do so many other things. They are built with simple web technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. As a matter of fact, if you don't need interactivity, all you need is just HTML and CSS. Now, before we get started, prerequisite is that you already know how HTML, CSS, and JavaScript works, and you are not here to learn. If you want to learn, you can go onto YouTube. There's so many tutorials that will help you get started. Once you have that out of the way, you can come back here and apply your knowledge to start creating extensions ASAP. Now, the beautiful thing is extensions have access to the web APIs and even the Chrome extension APIs, and we'll be seeing more of that in later episodes. Okay, so the terminologies that are very, very conversant with extensions are content script, service workers, manifest, toolbar action, side panel, declarative net request. The most important thing you should focus on right now is this manifest. A manifest is a file, a JSON file, basically that determines the metadata, the name, the version of your extension, what type of configuration it requires, and capabilities it can actually do. Can it access web APIs? Can it access certain permissions to initiate requests, intercept requests, and so many other stuff. You can inject scripts in a web page like Grammarly does. You can do an extension that overrides a new tab like Daily does Dev. You can also create extensions that are in the side panel and so many other stuff, right? So many other cool stuff. Now let's just see how we can start creating an extension. Let's just forget about this older stuff here. Now you can see the manifest section in the reference This is where we're going to be looking at in case when you're creating your manifest file. So a manifest file has to exist in the root directory. It has to have this exact name. This is the only requirement you need in order to start creating an extension for Chrome. And this might not make sense, but basically I will show you how it all works together now. We're going to create a simple HTML page first, and we are going to turn that into an extension. Yeah. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to select a preferred ID. In this case, I'm going to be using let me just bump this up. I'm going to be using VS Code. I will create a new folder here. And by the way, I'm going to call it hello. And by the way, I expect that you already know how all of this works. Like I said, this is just a very, very introductory episode in creating a Chrome extension, your very first Chrome extension. And I'm going to be showing you how that works. So we need a file. We need an HTML file. Let's just call this hello.html. And we're just going to bootstrap some things here. And then we're going to say hello extension. Okay. If I can type that correctly. Okay, so L extension, we need just two HTML elements here. We need a header to say hello extension. Okay, and then we're just gonna slap a exclamation there. We need a paragraph that says a new or a simple extension, something like that. Okay, there you have it. Now this is a simple HTML page that we just created, and we're going to be converting this into an extension in few simple steps. First of all, let's go to our browser and let us view this page that we just created. And in order to do that, we open a new tab and we're going to click on combination of Control and the letter O. We open the Explorer. In this case, I'm using a Windows, and you're going to open that HTML file in your browser. Currently, we should see a blank white page with just the text hello extension and a simple extension. This is the paragraph and this is the header. Simple as that. Let's add a little bit of CSS, and we're just going to create a separation of concern here. I'm just going to say hello.css just to keep the branding or whatever. I'm just going to say background. When we say background, it's going to be Rebecca Popple. Okay. Rebecca Popple, if I can spell that correctly. Now I'm going back to my HTML file. I'm going to have to link my CSS. I'm just going to say hello, the CSS. I'm going to save. I'm going to come here, and I didn't spell Rebecca properly. Okay, so here I think it's Rebecca Popple. There we go. Now if I refresh, there you have it. Now I'm going to come here and just slap a color to the, I'm going to be using a lot of defaults here, mind, because I just want to quickly show you the focus is not teaching you how HTML works, it's showing you how to create an extension. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a couple of things really fast and bootstrapping them. So here we're just going to try to center the context on the page, right, and we're going to say align items, center, and we're going to say height 100 VH, and we're going to say width is going to be 100% of the viewport width, and we're going to say overflow hidden to hide any scroll bars that are going to show from this. Now this is not the required functionality, because we want this UI to break into one line, like a stack, a column. Okay, so for that we're going to say flex direction. We're going to say flex direction column, or column, however you want to call this. Now you see there is a lot of space here. The easiest way to do this is just to say HP, and we're going to say margin 0. Okay, now it's all gone. Okay, now we're going to set individual style rules for each of these elements, and we're going to say font size here is going to be I don't know, 2 rem. Let's do 3, and we're going to say font weight is going to be the contrast. This is basically controlling the contrast of the text, and then we're going to say font family. It's going to be Arial. Let's just use the first one. And we're going to save this, and boom! I like the way it's looking. So far, so good. I want to do the same thing for the paragraph. I'm just going to copy and paste this whole style rule here. What's going on? I'm just going to copy and paste this whole style. I'm going to change the tag name to P, and here we're going to say 1, we're going to say 400, which is medium, and we're going to keep it. And since we have basically this is a lot of repetition, so I'm just going to put it here, okay, and remove it from these individual places. Okay, so now I like the way it's working, and boom, let's just pop this up to 1.5, and let's give this a margin top of, let's say, 1 rem. I guess that's 16 pixels. All right, lovely, lovely. I like the way it looks. So this is our simple, super duper nice new extension. It's very shiny and lovely. I like it. And what I want to do now is show you how to convert this page into a simple extension. Now, like I said, the first and single most important file we need is a manifest.json file. Now, this manifest.json file has basically a simple JSON syntax, and the first thing is manifest version, and here we're going to say is version 3. We're going to give our extension a name, and here we're going to say hello extension. Okay, this is the name of extension. Then we're going to say description. This description is going to be a simple extension. This is going to show in the extension page, and we're going to say the version of our extension. It's a new extension, so we're going to say it's version 1.0, what points, not comma, and then finally we're going to say the action that this extension is going to be able to do. So we're going to configure a default icon. This is going to be like the splash icon for well, I already have this, and I got this from the Chrome Developer Tools Chrome library, the extension library, I mean, sorry. And then this is just a simple file that should be a 16 by 16 dimension file. For this is a recommended dimension for your Chrome extension icon. This is going to show in the extension menu. The other part where extension is going to show by Chrome. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to say hello. We're going to type the name of the extension right there. Say hello extensions.png. Remember, this is in the root folder, so this is a relative path, and it's just basically looking for this particular image asset here. Okay, now that is it, and then we're going to say hello. So we're going to say default pop-up. This is going to be the file that shows as soon as the extension icon is clicked in the action bar in the extension menu, and then we're going to say hello.html. This is everything we require, guys. I'm just going to push this up real quickly. Now, manifest is, like I said, the version of the manifest that basically tells Chrome what version of the extension API we're working with. This is the name of extension. This is the description, the version of your extension, and this is the action your extension is configured to do. This is everything we require, guys. Basically, just a couple of files. We could make this into one file, but because of separation of concern, we have to separate the CSS from the HTML. This is basically just 2 files we need. Now we will go to extensions. Now, how do we open our extension? This is an extension menu. It's always the puzzle icon. You go all the way to the manage extension down below, and you have your extension. At the same time, you can just type edge // extensions. If you're in Chrome, it will otherwise be Chrome here instead of. Okay, so but the good thing is, like I said, this guy is very compatible with Chrome extensions. Now, when you get here, also you can actually get here from your Chrome Developer Tools menu, and the more option, go to more tools, and you find it in Developer Tools. But here you can see it here, it's here, extension. Okay, now that you're here, we're gonna toggle on this switch. For most of you, this is going to be toggled off by default. Now you're gonna have to toggle this on, and it's gonna show you a couple of options here. Now, what we should focus on is the load unpacked. When you click on load unpacked, you're going to go to the extension library, click on the folder, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Your extension has been loaded. You have to go to the search bar and type the name of the extension. It's going to filter and show you the extension, hopefully. Yes, it did. Now, your extension is already in your extension menu. Where is it? Okay, there it is, hello extension, and we're just going to pin this to the action bar. There we go. And now if we click this, fingers crossed, hopefully it works. Boom, we have an amazing extension, guys. This is lovely. We just created a simple extension in how many minutes? Now I just want to customize how this looks. It's looking really gigantic. Now I'm just going to go to the body, and I'm going to say this is 500 pixels and this is maybe 400 pixels. Now notice I don't have to reload or anything. I just have to click on the icon. The change is simply instantaneous. Now, the only time you have to click reload here is when you change something in the manifest, the content script, or the service worker. So if I click here and I say from a low extension, I'm going to say low new hello extension new. Now notice nothing happens, right? The changes don't get applied until I have to click on the reload. The moment I click reload, boom, the changes are applied. This is the version number, so you can otherwise just pump it up to version 1.1 for any change that you made. Now hover here, you can see this. Then you can see the session name it has also changed. Now when we go to our file here, and then in the HTML we say this is going to be hello world, right? And we basically go to extension and click. You can see instantaneously it has been changed, right? Because we don't have to load. Now how do you basically console.log things? How do you inspect your extensions? Maybe you're working on this in the development mode and you want to work with a console.log and just debug your extension. Well, we're going to create a new file called popup. We're going to create a new JavaScript file called popup.js, and we're going to put a simple console.log inside here that prints something. We're going to say hello world, okay? And now the console.log hello world is going to basically show, but I'm going to show you guys because a lot of people will make a mistake when they are basically doing this. Now we've done that. If I open the developer menu, developer console tool, and basically you'll notice that there is nothing here even when we click on this, right? That's because the extension uses a different process to run its developer console. So you have to click on the extension, right? You have to click on the extension and then right click on the pop-up and click inspect. It opens its own developer console, and basically here, if let me just minimize so you can see that it's still there. You can click on the console and then you can see right here we need to link this up to our HTML, right? We need to link the scripts to our HTML, and here you're going to see source, and this source is going to be popup.js, and basically the pop-up.js is going to literally show. So when we go back to our browser and then when we click on the extension, when we right click and then click on inspect, you're going to see that the extension has been updated, and in the console you can see the hello world. Awesome. Now if you want to break something initially in your extension, so let us create an intentional error. How do we fix this error? How do we debug? Now if you go to our extension and click, you see you're going to see the errors tab automatically show here, telling us there's an error in our extension that we have to check. When we click on it, we see the particular error, and then we have to go and fix it. And see it's definitely a syntax error. When we do that, we clear, we go back, and then we have to click on our extension search bar and search, and then once we do that, everything is cool and we're back to just normal. So guys, this has been how to create an extension in a very simple, so easy to follow step, and this is a wrap. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. And yes, stay tuned for a lot more episode in this series. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like. And then if you're already a member, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.